As we move past Labor Day to that home stretch of the presidential campaign season, it's about time to start talking debates. We'll be doing that before too long. Here to talk debates with us this morning is Jim Comer from Comer Communications, speech coach as well. Thank you so much for your time, sir.
Great to be here.
On this fascinating topic, certainly going back to Kennedy, Nixon, and beyond. There are no shortage of things you can get into. The game within the game in moments like this in presidential politics, there are, like you said, some key do's and don'ts. Beyond your message or beyond whatever you're trying to do there. So we're going to get to those right now. First of all, your advice, what are some of the don'ts for candidates in this situation?
First of all, little things really do mean a lot in a debate. Let's go back to 1992. George Bush Sr. and Bill Clinton. About halfway through the first debate, Bush looks at his wristwatch and the camera caught it. And he may have just been wondering what time it is, but the perception was, I'm bored. When is this going to be over?
Yeah.
And boy, they played that over and over and over. And it was a real downer for Bush.
Innocent little mistakes. So those are things that the handlers for both these candidates now are saying, don't do this, don't do that. Don't look at your watch now if your life depended on it.
Once that happened, that is a no-no forever.
Give me your watch.
Right.
I guess in this day and age, one will be checking their phone.
Take that watch off.
But don't have their smartphones either. So little things to make you look disinterested or something, body language that makes you look like you're not into it.
Body language, well, let's go now to 2000. You got Gore and George W. Bush. First debate, which is the most important one. And Gore heard something that Bush said, and he just reacted with a sigh and rolled his eyes, and the camera caught that. And again, it was replayed over and over again, and people hated it. They felt he was kind of putting him down, and it just was unattractive.
Which is weird because obviously the point of these two, when you have two candidates, they do have fundamental different views on something. It would make sense that one candidate would be upset or disagree.
Absolutely, but for some reason, that was a no-no.
Don't under-prepare. We saw this 4 years ago, President Obama with a strong lead over Mitt Romney. It was very clear he wasn't enjoying preparing for these debates, and in the first one, he did not do well.
Oh, he did terribly, and the reason was Obama really hates the debates. He thinks it's pandering. He thinks that it's not real communication, and he showed that. He looked aloof and arrogant and professorial, and the audience saw that. And Romney came ready to really debate, and it was a disaster for Obama. All the poll numbers came in, and they were terrible, so the next morning, he was back being feisty and combative, and he was in the other two debates. He learned from his mistake, but it was a stupid, self-inflicted mistake that he didn't need to make.
So those are the don'ts. What are the do's?
Most important do, and I tell this to all my clients, is likability. Because long after the audience has forgotten your 5-point plan, they're going to remember how they feel about you. Do they like you? Do they trust you? Do they believe you? Do they respect you? And that's what they're going to take into the voting booth with them.
That's a tough ask for two candidates, both candidates with kind of low numbers on those things this year.
So if anything they could work on, it would be that. And the other one, of course, I'm a big believer in that word that you rarely associate with debates, truth. Because truth is mangled in debates. It's an endangered species. It's usually dead on the floor. And perfect example, Bernie Sanders, somebody I admire. He believed in universal health care and free college tuition, laudable goals. But when he got time to how to pay for them, it was real sketchy and real vague, and there wasn't truth there. Same thing with the Republicans who want the big tax cuts. Well, if you're going to have big tax cuts, you've got to tell me specifically what are you going to cut? What services are you going to hold back? Or else I'm not going to believe you.
So both sides are unwilling to deliver the bad news.
That's it.
And some voters are like, hey, I can handle it, but you got to tell me for real what's going on.
And they don't want to do that. Truth is usually a victim in debates.
Okay. So now, finally, we have Hillary Clinton and Donald Trump. If you were advising them and had one piece of advice for each candidate, what would you say?
Oh, Donald. Donald, you can go after Hillary. You can come hard. You can be assertive, but please, don't be mean. That's my advice for him.
He's already walked away. No,
I don't know. He's already tweeting about me. He's saying bad things about me. Now, Hillary, we know you're experienced, but tell us why you want to be president. Tell us what you care about. Touch our hearts.
So again, tough asks for those two candidates, but if one of them is secretly able to bridge that gap or break through, could be a transformative moment in the campaign.
Absolutely. And I actually saw Hillary do it. America saw it in 2008. She was, the day before the primary, she was seated with about 20 women around a kitchen table, and one of them said, "Why do you put yourself through this? It's horrible. How do you do it?" And she started to answer it, and all of a sudden, she welled up, this emotion welled up, and a little tear came, and for about 20 seconds, you saw past the mask, and you saw Hillary. And they played that clip. I was up there in New Hampshire. They played it all over the state.
After a very shocking loss in Iowa, saved her campaign for a while.
She won the debate. She won, not the debate, she won the election in New Hampshire because of that moment in the kitchen.
Yeah, it's amazing. Again, it's the game within the game here as we talk about the debates, and we're so pleased to have Jim Comer's insights into this.
It was fun to be here.
Thank you so much, sir. Appreciate it.